Shalom, Jake. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath day on this high holy day.
Yes, sir.
As we continue on, we're still into the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread until sundown. We'll be into day number 2 of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Hope everybody had a good experience with the Passover portion of these first doctor appointments, y'all. We hope you were able to get your preparation going and get yourself ready for this 6 more continual days of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, y'all. If we're talking about feast, y'all, that means some good eating, some good knowledge and understanding. But y'all know how we do it, y'all. We turn toward Holy Jerusalem, as is mentioned in the scripture, 1 Kings 8th chapter, Daniel chapter 6, verse 10, book of Isaiah chapter 2. Men ought to cover their head when praying or prophesying. Did I say that right?
We're prophesying.
Yeah, look, been a long night.
Been a long night, huh, boy?
Hey, but you caught yourself.
Men ought to uncover their head when praying and prophesying. Women ought to cover their head when praying or prophesying within the assembly.
That's right.
So y'all, we got our direction, we got our covering, and y'all know how we do it. 1 Tim chapter 2, verse 8. We want to hold our hands up high so the Most High lift us up today. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, family. We're going to get this opening prayer. And it's with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of his only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior, and our Redeemer, our uncrowned King.
Yes, sir.
Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms.
Come on.
In the 16th chapter, it reads, Preserve me, O Yah,
Sir.
for in thee do I put my trust. O my soul, thou hast said unto the Most High, Thou art my master. My goodness extended not to thee, but to the saints that are in the earth, and to the excellent, in whom is all my delight. Their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. Yahweh is the portion of mine inheritance and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. I will bless the Most High, who hath given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set Yahweh always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Therefore, my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Hallelujah! Say loud!
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.
Once again, y'all, we hope you.
thought that was 16.
You need all that? Start off in Leviticus 23. Get this out. Where you said Leviticus 23.
Mm-hmm. Leviticus, I think 23. 16. All praises to the Most High.
Probably start at 1 or 4.
I thought it said.
I don't know how far you want to go.
I thought it said 22, but I'm not sure.
I ain't hear you right.
I thought it said 22, but I don't know. I mean, but then we can get it from 1. You want it? All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. And we'll start the reading in verse 1. That's up toward the front of the book, Judy.
Sure is in the back.
Yeah. I'm just making sure everybody there. We want to be on one accord up in there. And if anybody have any questions, feel free to raise your hands and ask your questions, because we don't answer questions with our thoughts or beliefs or feelings. We answer them straight out the scripture as it is written, line upon line and precept upon precept.
And as you see, he will call you out if you're in the wrong part of the book.
I wouldn't want to elaborate on that. We do see you.
So yeah, once again, y'all know how we get down. Any questions or concerns, especially around this time? I know it was a little bit of confusion with both dates lining up, and what we're talking about is them calendars that I had. They still over there?
Here, I got one right here. I'll put them over there.
Okay. There's some calendars over there too. The sister donated. I was looking for the moon phase. But usually every calendar, y'all, I mean, I don't care which one it is. This one don't have it, but if you get a calendar, Mike, if you get a calendar, y'all, usually they have moon phases on them or moon cycles on them. This one don't have it. But what it does is it show you this is a solar calendar. It's to call Gregorian. And then you got the lunar calendar. Well, a solar calendar, most of them will have what phase of the moon is on. This calendar that we had, it just so happened that, let me get right to it, so we understand where we at. April 1st, and look, what does it say right there?
New moon.
It says new moon. So both the solar and the lunar calendar lined up exactly. It's not a coincidence. It's going to happen after a number of years. But just say if the first day of the week was on the 6th of April, or the new moon, then your feast day would probably Passover would end up on the 21st, and nobody would have got confused, because it was saying it would be Friday the 21st, but technically it's the new moon. You know what I'm saying? But right here, coincidence, both of them lined up, April 1st, lunar and solar. And it started to throw people off when you got to the 14th day, because on this calendar, it says it's Passover. But it has to be, when does that day start, and when do the instructions tell you to start prepping for the Passover? It's just a prep day, y'all. The 14th Passover is all prep. Remember the Messiah said, go tell a man to prepare a room for us. Mm-hmm. Y'all ain't got to worry about it. It's going to be too much. Have him get the room ready. It's going to be good. We prepped the room. And then the Passover, the reason he had to eat it early, because he still had to be put to death to represent for us. So he didn't get to eat the unleavened bread on that for the day of unleavened bread because he was already put to death. That's why they broke it just a bit early during the preparation time. You'll have some naysayers out there try to throw that at you. Well, he was dead. How could he do unleavened bread then? He did it while they were doing Passover. And Passover, y'all, if you really truly understand it, the time between Passover and unleavened bread is at max an hour and a half. And then you go right into the next feast day. So we want to touch on that feast day today. Unless we got some more questions out there too, but if y'all want a calendar, there's some calendars over there, bro. Put over there.
I was asking Sister Eve in the chat. She wanted to know if we can eat oats and wheat.
Oats and wheat? If it got any leaven in it, no.
It's just a grain.
Right.
Yeah. Those are grains.
See, and it has to be added agents. Right. Y'all, we have to understand because you were leaving out in a rush. So it wasn't time for you to wait on the oven like this to wait for the bread to rise. Mm-hmm. It was hot water cornbread type of cooking. We need this fast. We need to get out the door fast.
You gotta go.
Mm-hmm. And it's leavening agent, not just because something swells up when it cooks.
No.
We need it for real fast food.
Yeah. Right. True.
The real fast food.
So y'all any other questions out there too, Bob? Okay, so we get right to Leviticus 23. Oh yeah, no doubt, bro. Yeah, boy. See why you have to have the next day as a rest day? Right. Mm-hmm. Just saying, even if it was a Tuesday, because feasting like that, it takes a little bit of energy, but good energy.
Right.
You had a good time, so.
It was a blessing to see Sister Hannah Nye. I ain't seen her.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
You know, and Rocky Ryan, yeah.
Crazy self, still crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is actually. So, yeah, all our sick and shut in. Sister Stacy, I thought she would show up. We get a firsthand report on Mom's, but Mom's is going in for a third surgery, I believe, Monday. So need to pray for her on that. Anybody else sick and shut in, you know, we praying for y'all. One love.
All right, so you wanted to go to the book of Leviticus.
Yeah, so we just picked right up the instructions on the day because it's something very important in there, y'all. And it's only 2 feast days that do this from evening to evening. It's saying almost when a day is getting ready to end, then you start that feast. Like Passover technically was starting almost at the end of the day on the 14th. And then you take it all the way through to right before the 15th get ready to start. Feast days are by the moon, so the moon is not going to come out until Friday sundown. You know what I'm saying? So that you have to wait. You can't get your calendars mixed up. Y'all, I know it's a little, you know, sometimes you be like, I'm just not understanding it. This nation still changes the day at night. They just do it at midnight. If we can understand it from that perspective, but we usually sleep then. So when you wake up, it's the next day. But if you thought about it like when 6:30 p.m. hit out there, if we technically understood we are in the first day of the week. When we walk out that door, if it's dark, it's technically Sunday. Even though this calendar still says it's Saturday to 12 midnight, the Bible say it's Sunday if we walk out there and it's dark. Do that make any sense? Let's get it, y'all.
Yeah, boy, if we walk out there and it's dark, I'm looking for the Messiah, boy.
What you say, bro? You like, wait a minute.
Yeah, what's going on here? So, did you want to start at 22 or you want to start at 1?
Yeah, we can start with, because they'll pick up the Passover.
At 22?
Yeah. Wherever
I mean, we was going to start it at 1.
4.
No, I want to get
is Passover.
Yeah. We start at 4, or you can start at 1. Go ahead, bro. Start at 1.
There you go. There you go.
That's
what I said from the start.
Okay.
I don't even know why you asked no more questions.
Read, brother. Just read.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, family.
Stacy said, Shalom, family, and happy feast of the... Well, no, I'm sorry. She said, Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, bro.
She said, thank you, family, for your
Hold it down, y'all. What she saying?
She said, thank you, family, for your prayers.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt, Sister Stace. Thank you for what you do for the assembly.
All praise.
All right, family, now we're going to be reading in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and we're going to start the reading in verse 1. Let's get some understanding, family. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
See, and when we talk about a holy convocation, that means a gathering, of like-minded individuals. It's saying you have to learn how to eat together.
Rehearsal.
Because you're going to be doing this on a regular. And if this gets old to you, eating and laughing and having a good time, I don't know what you want. Because the only other thing out there is chaos, ain't it?
Right.
That's the only other thing you missing, violence.
You need a good old fist fight.
Yeah. Just a bottle cracked across the head in the middle of prayer.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the middle of prayer.
Now it's a party, right?
Yeah.
Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. And holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Most High's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
So we have to truly understand the Passover is technically prepping, getting yourself ready for a 7-day feast that's coming.
Right.
You can't start trying to figure out for them 7 days what I need to be doing. Because if you ain't ready for day 1, day 6, you got 6 more days to go. You way behind the 8 ball. You be looking for old crackers, looking in the glove box. Here are Ritz. No.
It should be unleavened by now.
All that
Old cat hair stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. No, you don't want to find yourself in that position.
No.
And look, y'all, this is Bible study, so anytime y'all just raise your hand. Anything on your mind, because if you don't say it now, 1,000 other people is thinking the same thing.
Yep.
So get it, because tomorrow ain't promised to us.
That's right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
And look, y'all, this is a high holy day because we don't have to look at it like a Sabbath because it's falling on a Sabbath, which takes it higher. So you really have to be on your game around this time. All leavening got to be out of your heart. If you clear it out of your house and it's still in your heart, you just wasted your time. Right. You probably just threw away some bread you could be used.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High 7 days. In the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So next Sabbath, because it's falling that way, it makes it a high holy day again. Because it's going to end right there. But you can't take it into, or you be into 8 days. So it's going to end. So at evening, you have to start like prepping for a holy convocation. And that's like cleaning up all what was there. This is what we need to do better last time. This right here, we're closing out the feast. So we just think, how you doing? What happened? What do we need to do next time? Or, a holy convocation just to touch base with everybody else.
Right, and that's why I say it's a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Because if you never do it and then it comes upon us that we have to do it and we don't know what we're doing, we won't be doing it properly.
Right.
So we have to rehearse it and we have to tweak things here and there, but then, it still went well, and it's gone well ever since I've been keeping the Passover.
Absolutely, bro.
But that's why we rehearse it.
And rehearsal does have guidelines and rules too. So real quick, just Colossians 2:16 and 17, because these are the rules that even though you're practicing it, we could get lazy in our practice. Mm-hmm. And you'll say, well, we got some leeway. You don't want no leeway.
No.
Then you're going to cut corners
Yeah.
and everything. Next thing you know, you're not doing it at all.
Right.
You start doing Easter.
Right. Yeah, you will. Let's get a little leeway to that, huh?
Then you start saying, well, I just do it in my mind. Come on, man.
Yeah, bro. Look here, yeah. Then don't do nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
God, your heart coming there.
Yeah.
Right. God
All
knows
of
my
that.
heart. Yeah, that is
And
deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Right.
Yeah, you know your heart.
All of it.
And then it'll be we can't do the feast days in a strange land. So you're telling us that commandment is no more.
Right.
It should be 612 commandments now, right? Because if you're saying we can't do it in the land, what's next? That knocks it out as long as we're in captivity, right? So for 400 years, we're not going to do any feast days. So we're going to stay sick. We ain't going to go to the doctor for 400 years. Can y'all imagine that? Look, if we don't go to the doctor in 5 years.
You're going to add 400 more years on to your punishment.
Yeah. If you don't see what's wrong with you, it's going to be a problem.
Right.
Because when they get to the point when they tell you how wrong it is, they say we're going to have to cut it off.
Yeah.
Doctor, ain't nothing you can do to save it. You see, your foot, it wasn't green when you was born, was it?
And it wasn't smelling like
It wasn't
that.
smelling like that either. Go ahead.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 16.
Yeah.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat,
See, and it says judge you. Go ahead.
or in drink, or in respect of an holy day,
Uh-huh.
or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath day,
Uh-huh.
which are a shadow of things to come. But the body is of Mashiach.
So if those are the rules, it's saying, look, let no man judge you. And people have a wrong understanding. You can judge a situation, but judgment of condemnation we cannot do. Right. You cannot throw anybody into the lake of fire. You're not the judge. I don't care what they're doing. You can't say, my judgment on you is the lake of fire. You don't have that power. So it's just telling you, don't let nobody judge you in your practice. Do your work. Work, you know how the teacher say, how'd you come to that answer? Let me see your worksheet.
Right.
Well, I did it up here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Right,
Daniel
right.
Solomon.
Right. So in like manner, to not let nobody judge you or put you into condemnation for this, that means we have to follow it exactly. Yeah, there may be some points. The Most High know we're in captivity, so we don't have access to certain things like we did. That don't mean you can't do it.
Right.
It just means that you may have to take an alternate route. The law still stands. You may have to amend it. That don't mean change the law. What it means is if we don't live on farm, so what we gonna get land for? The amendment is go to Sulaw Market. Right? Because the FDA here, they say we better not catch no lamb behind an apartment complex.
Right.
In the project.
Yeah, you got chickens and everything. No, because they ain't gonna let you do it, So he knows that the marketplace is there. And that's why Paul say whatever's in the shambles or the marketplace there you can eat, because they're gonna have the different types of meat you eat. And if they say it's something that is not, the curse is on them, not on us. Where we at?
You want to keep going?
Yeah. Did you
Verse
finish
17?
17? Okay.
Verse 18. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which he has not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind.
So yeah, you can hold that. So all we talking about, y'all, is judgment. Let nobody judge you. Let nobody say, well, see, if you were doing it right, you would be doing it here. We have to know that let no man judge us. We're not caring about what nobody else doing or what day they doing it on. we have to make sure we can explain why we did it last night and today. We have to be sound on that. So the body is Hamashiach. That means there's no division in Hamashiach's doctrine. So if we get judged on it, that means what? Half of y'all down there was doing it yesterday. Did y'all know that? They had a secret Passover in Julie's basement.
Well, if it was secret, it was unrighteous anyway.
Well, and that's what happened. And then you convince yourself to go to it that is right. Like, y'all, we got to be careful. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Mm-hmm. That don't mean because we had ours, they're going to have that next week and you go eat unleavened bread. That's 14 days in a year. You could be judged for that because you're violating. Right. Which say,
you're not keeping commandments.
You're not keeping commandments. You just keep showing up at the doctor's office for 7 more days. Didn't he see you last week?
No, that is called gluttony.
Gluttony.
Because you're going to eat and eat and eat. He said, don't you have your own houses to eat in?
Yeah.
This is not about eating or drinking.
Right.
This is to give praises and glory and honor to the Most High and His holy begotten Son.
That's right.
This ain't got nothing to do with you.
But then you got some folks that'll be like, I'm just trying to double up my chances of getting into heaven, y'all.
Doubling up that plaque.
Right. Look, so he said gonna make sure.
Right.
But y'all know, practice makes what? That's what we're trying to do. We're practicing for the kingdom to do the Passover. So when we get there, it's not strange to us.
Right.
It's strange right now. You know, we got people asking, when is it? We like, where you been?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, when is it? You know, so if somebody asks you that, when you supposed to go to the doctor? I don't know when I'm supposed to go.
Right. But you know, it's one thing, man, that one thing that's very obvious. We know that when it's coming into the season of the new year, that Passover is right up on it.
Yeah. But look,
You know?
and that's why we tell everybody to be careful that you don't attack the doctrine of Christianity and you can be judged, because they'll judge you. They'll break down your Passover better than you because they may be in the script. They're just following commandments of men. They know what they're doing. The problem is why you're not doing yours on the day you're talking about, and you're telling us we shouldn't be doing Easter.
Right.
Well, you explain to me your Feast of Unleavened Bread, and then we'll stop. Because you can't tell them they're doing anything wrong and don't replace it.
Right.
They have to have something else to fill that void. You know, and then that way you can't be judged, because if they don't know, you give it to them. And that's all your job is, and then you move on.
Yeah, you can't just turn them down and not build them
And
back
not
up.
build them back up.
You got to give them something back.
They got to have some back, but them, you know what they'll do though? They know their dates. They get ready early, and they'll attack if you ain't getting ready early. You've been saving your money. Mm-hmm. I want a good gift this year, and they let you know. Then they start advertising in July. Nobody in here when you was in the world had a problem on knowing when Christmas was. When any of they days where you didn't have a problem, you knew it. Somebody asked you, what day that's on? You come off the top of your head. What day Passover on? Huh?
What month is it this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Focus on Passover, those old holidays, it's not in my
Right.
memory.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's like the more we do what the Most High calls us to do, that old
It goes away.
Yeah, go away.
It fades like,
It'll
like
fade.
weed.
Yeah.
Because today I'm trying to shop for my son's prom, get him some pants. This morning in the parking lot field, I'm like, the hell is going on today? And somebody, and my friend on the phone say, man, it's Easter. I was like, oh damn, I got all bummed. I'm like, oh man, there ain't no parking space. I'm like, oh man. So I had totally forgotten all about that. I had no idea. I'm questioning why everybody here today, right now, at this hour. Why?
Right. And y'all
I'm thinking I'm beating the crowd. And,
Right.
boy, I got beat.
You may find some pants right at high waters or too long. Everything else is gone.
Boy, it was a blessing. He found some perfect. I was, oh my God, that was all praise to the Elohim because I didn't feel like going shopping.
Right.
But y'all, we have to do that, and the reason being Satan is the master imitator. So just hold that real quick. Give me just a little bit of Acts 12, 1 through 4, because it's something very important, because they'll point to that word. Yes, it's called Easter too, because Satan likes to put his days right next to him. The only confusion is the instruction. They're gonna run this to you a lot. Ain't Easter in the Bible? Yes, it is. Anybody got concordance? Shalom, y'all need some help out there? Y'all good? Shalom. Is y'all good out there? Shalom.
You need help, baby?
Hey, y'all got any concordance on Easter where it says possible? Maybe in the
I think that's true.
well, you just got anyone that just said Easter, yeah.
I think that is the only place in Acts 2, because when you see Pascal right there.
Right. Acts 12, 1 through 4. No, what I'm saying is, it's saying Easter, but the kick is going to be those were the days of unleavened bread.
Yeah,
so that separates it from
see,
tomorrow.
Yeah, see, verse 3 breaks it down.
Yeah.
What is, the difference between the two.
Absolutely.
Because they used to have cakes and pies and
Exactly.
bunnies and
Ham.
and everything else. Marshmallows.
10-layer cake.
Marshmallow ducks. What that you said?
10-layer cake.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
You said something about the marshmallow ducks last night.
I did.
How we looking? Oh, okay. How we looking, y'all?
Thomas.
Yeah, when I said you'll know by New Year, and just like Sis said, I wasn't even thinking about their Gregorian calendar
You
for
what?
New Year.
It
I'm
go
thinking
away.
about, because when there's new buds on the plants and the grass is starting to grow, that's what I associate with New Year. You understand why I say they'll know, when Passover is right about, because it's the New Year. What the hell you doing?
Go ahead. You did it. It's just muscle memory. Go ahead. I'll tell you later. But go ahead, finish
That
your
was it. I
thought.
was done.
Okay, all right. Acts 12, y'all. Hey, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, 12 and 1.
I'm going to tell you later.
No, I'm going to tell you about the class.
What? All right. You got it, Lion?
It's on me. Acts 12, verse 1.
It's not on you, but you can get that.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's on you, go on.
No, it's dead, man.
Oh,
Go ahead, Zach. You already was louder than me. Go ahead.
We need to flip it. We can flip it going. We can flip it going.
You was in the spirit. Make it happen.
Acts chapter 12, verse 1.
What it say?
Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church. And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews.
Who did it please?
The Jews. He proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
What were those days?
The days of unleavened bread.
Keep going.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
So, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people, it was saying those were the days of unleavened bread. Easter is called Passover. It's a celebration. See, the key here is, yes, the word Easter is in the Bible, but it says those were the days of unleavened bread. So it's telling you which Easter it is. You look up Easter right now, it'll tell you it's the Hebrew word for Pascal.
Yep.
Meaning Easter or Feast of Unleavened Bread, preparation day. Now, the Easter that will take place tomorrow is for the celebration of the goddess Astoria. And the instructions prove which God you're serving. One says Easter and you do unleavened bread. The other one says Easter and somehow bunny lay eggs and you have to go hunt for them.
Right.
And not only that, but the table is filled with leavened bread.
Right.
So you got, which Easter do you follow? It's like the Messiah born. They say, well, his birthday is on December the 25th. Well, the question is, all you have to just ask him, are you talking conception or live birth? And then that'll have their wheels start to turn. Because if you talking conception, yes, he may have been conceived on the 20th and 5th day of Kislev. That's why Matthew starts out, and Luke, with John the Baptist's daddy in the temple. During his course, his time runs from January to June. That was his course according to Chronicles. So why would it start off like that? It wants you to see, and it's saying, at that time after his course, an angel came to him and said, go home, your wife is going to conceive a son after your course. So after his course was over, which was our June, if John the Baptist is 6 months older than Christ, when John went home after his course, if Mary got there 6 months later because she conceived on her way to Elizabeth's house, when she knocked on the door, the scripts say Elizabeth were in her 6th month. From June to 6 months later is what? What is it? And 9 months later is what? So that's when he was born. In September, if the conception was there, or the key to the puzzle is you got to find Zachariah's priestly duty, because that's what it's based off of. That gives you the time on the calendar when he was in that temple, and 6 months later he went home and doing after his course, got his wife pregnant, and then Shalom says, y'all got some more out there? Okay. You know, so y'all, that's why it's very important that we get all of the knowledge and understanding. Christ, yes, he could have been conceived on that day. And also, Sis Demar just wanted me to make mention to y'all, if some people wanted the centerpieces, and also you got pictures too, didn't you, Sis? You was able to pick up some pictures too. So y'all, we'll deal with that after we, get through with the class. She brought some extras down, or whoever had theirs and was not able to wait it out. Where we at?
You done with that one?
Yeah.
We're going back.
So we got good understanding on Acts 12, 1-4. Those were the days of unleavened bread. That lets you know where we're at and whose day we're serving.
Exactly.
Because Satan will have you calling it Christmas Day. And he'll control you because you don't do Christmas. If you acknowledge the day as not every day as the Lord's and the fullness therein, I ain't gonna go to the store, ain't nothing about some Christmas shopping. And they may think I'm buying some Christmas gifts. What? So let me get this straight. Because the devil done set up a day, you don't go shopping on that day because somebody may think you Christmas shop. Now, if you got ribbons and papers and tape in your basket, then yes.
Right. It ain't what you think.
Right.
No,
right.
What it look like.
Right.
If you thinking like that, you probably already tempted to go Christmas shopping.
Right.
Yeah.
So y'all, you can go to the store on those days. You can do that like it's any other day.
That's all it is.
Let's read some more. Where we at? We'll get caught up here, y'all.
We're back in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. And as far as I can remember, we're at verse 7. Yeah. That's how we get down around here.
Yeah.
All right, everybody there? The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work.
What
therein.
kind of work?
Servile work.
Yes.
Therein.
Servile work is how you make your living. And the reason being is not that he just saying you just can't do no work on that day. What he's saying is you can't be exhausted and go to work because you could lose your job. Mm-hmm. And then you'll blame it on the Passover. See, man, they kept us there all night. Man, we didn't get home till 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had to be at work at 6, and I overslept. See, because when we used to go to church, they didn't let you drink wine there.
I drank a little too much.
Yeah. Right. So now it's the feast day's fault. But just like some of us are a bit lethargic this morning, that was a good time last night, wasn't it?
It was a great time.
But by the time you pull off them church shoes and that all day, because some of that was 2:30 on to 10:30. Yeah. I had on them 2-hour sneakers and I was in 4 hours. Feet was howling. Let's get it.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High 7 days. And the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
See, and it never says it's the Sabbath day. It's just being treated as a Sabbath day. Just open that up and pour it on your plate. No, all that has to be prepared for 7 days. Go on now, I'm tired. Now get out of here. Get you some. No, just you got to have the instructions of everything you do. Y'all, whatever we do, if we stumble and don't know what we're doing and we're telling somebody else to participate, we're not supposed to do that. When you're telling somebody, you give them the instructions, especially so they don't harm themselves, or you can be judged by a holy day. Mm-hmm. Yo, we have to be extra careful. And one of the things we have to be extra careful about is telling anybody that you must have some physical lamb on the Passover.
Right.
Or you doing it wrong. No. Because can nobody physically say lamb was on the table when the Messiah and his disciples were taking the Passover?
Right.
It's normal for it to be there because he still was under the law till he was dead. So we know that it had to be there under those circumstances. But since he was crucified and took on that delivered us. That gave us liberty.
Exactly. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, y'all. And what the liberty was, y'all, is able to keep the feast with the Most High in your mind. And what that means is free of leavening up here.
Right.
So you may think it's letting you off the hook of not having the lamb and physical crackers, but it's not, because up here, if you're into any other doctrines or other Easters, it's going to be a problem, ain't it?
Yes.
Well, yeah, let's speed this up a little bit. We're going to get to some 1 Corinthians 5, too, after this. You done with that?
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay.
Waiting on you to say where.
Okay. 1 Corinthians is it 5, 1 through, and we read it last night again, but need to go over it again.
1 through 8.
Refresher.
Yeah. Is it the 5 and 1 about the leavening bread? And then, beware of the Pharisees of the leavening. Y'all, it's crunch time out here, and eating lamb or drinking wine will not guard your mental from the devil trying to slip in and attack. Unless your mind just on eating. That's why the script says you have houses to eat in. If your mind said, let's get down there, because we know bicuspids and molars are going to be going to work down there. Mm-hmm. Everybody be chewing and eating. It'd be so good you can smell it in the parking lot. No. Wrong reason, ain't it?
Yeah.
Let's get some more.
Yeah, we should just go and start at 1.
Yes, sir.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in... Shalom, shalom, bro. We're reading in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5, and we're going to start the reading in verse 1. Everybody there? Let's get some understanding, family.
Yes, sir.
It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you,
Uh-oh.
and such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles.
Look, it says commonly reported.
Right, all the time.
All the time y'all do this. We turn on channel 2, there y'all is.
Doing.
Channel 4, late night news, CNN still got you on that.
Right.
Let's read some more.
And it's y'all. And it ain't been named even that among the Gentiles.
Who y'all think this talking
Just
about?
y'all.
Just us.
Yes, sir.
And y'all, what it's talking about is spiritual fornication when we get into this. It's going to say you just sleeping around with other guys like you just don't care.
Yep.
Because you'll see a black evangelist promoting every religion.
Continuation of 5. And such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. And ye are puffed up, and have not rather mourned, that he that hath done this deed might be taken away from among you.
Who or what nation of people on earth say MF more than anybody else? I'm talking about when it's commonly reported. Who's the champion? Who you say your family?
My family. MF, my family.
Oh, okay, well, right. That one went. Yeah, but I'm just talking about commonly reported. Samuel L. Jackson is commonly reported as being what? The number one man to say it. What about Bernie Mac? I ain't scared of you.
Right.
Look, they even tell a joke. An Indian, a Chinese man, and a black man was on the mountain. They jumped off, and the one hit the ground in 2 seconds. The other one jumped off and hit the other cliff, and then he hit the ground in 3 seconds. And then they kept waiting on the brother to come down. They say he stopped to write MF on part of the wall before he came on down and hit the ground with the marker in his hand.
Hit the ground with the marker in his hand.
You a bad mother. Shut your...
Right.
Yo, that's only attributed to one people because that's what it means when it said to come to one's father's wife. Deuteronomy 27:20, Leviticus 18:20, Habakkuk 2:15, all say he that uncovered his father's nakedness, his father's nakedness. It's not his father he pulling the shorts off of. It say he has laid with his father's wife.
Right, right.
Reuben, the firstborn, lost his birthright because of that. It say he went up into Jacob's couch. When you get into the book of Jasher, it explains it, and also Jubilees. Jubilees say Reuben got mad because after Rachel died, he didn't put his hat. He had 4 wives. He didn't put his hat in Leah's tent, who was Reuben's mom. He put it in the baby boy's tent. He set up shop there. That's where all his wives and the other sons, this is where I spend the night normally. And he got mad about that. He said they concubines. They were that. Leah gave her to you, and you going to put your hat in there. So he got mad and waited, got full of wine, was like he was doing some son duties, and got her. And when you get into the book of Jubilees about that, you are not going to believe the plot Reuben did. But she probably was as old as he was, if not younger. But that's your little brother's mama. No, y'all, we was kind of into some trailer park isms ourselves. Let's get some more, y'all. Where we at?
Back in the book of 1 Corinthians.
Yeah.
Chapter 5, and we're at verse 3. Shabbat shalom, Imam.
Happy feast of Unleaven, Imam.
For I verily, as absent in body, but present in spirit, have judged already, as though I were present, concerning him that hath so done this deed. In the name of our Master Yahushua Mashiach, when ye are gathered together.
When we are what?
Gathered together.
And that's where we are right now?
And my spirit, with the power of our Master Yahushua Mashiach, to deliver such an one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of our Master Yeshua.
That's right.
Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
I don't care how you look at it. One bad apple spoils the whole bunch.
Yep.
Whatever the thing is.
Yep.
If it's a piece of hog meat and some greens, can you fish it out?
No.
It's just a little piece in there, boy. That ain't gonna hurt you. What about the juice?
The juice will be the swamp thing.
You gonna be doing the swamp thing? Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened.
As we are what?
Unleavened. For even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
And we must get that locked in our mind more than a hunk of meat. We have to get the true lamb in our mind. Mm-hmm. Because after that meat gone and you lick on your lick the fingerprints off, then where you at after that?
Right.
Yeah,
looking for the next feast day.
Yeah.
That's some heavy liquor.
Yo, boy, look here.
That's some sandpaper.
Oh, boy, that's sandpaper lick. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Therefore, let us keep the feast.
Let us do what?
Keep the feast.
So, anybody tell you contrary to belief that you can't keep the feast? The first 40 Passovers were in the wilderness.
That's right.
The very first one was in Egypt. What you mean we can't do the Passover at home? Or can't do it, in a strange land?
Yep.
You got one in Egypt and 40 in the wilderness. When we 40 years out there, we kept it every year while we was in the wilderness. In a strange. Look, the wilderness wasn't Jerusalem.
And then there was different cities in the wilderness.
Nah. We're going through all them Canaanite cities. And then when it came Passover, we look at the moon. It's time to do it, y'all. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter where it was. Joshua 5th chapter said the same thing. Shalom, y'all. Y'all made it on down.
Shabbat
all right,
shalom,
good.
y'all.
Shabbat, y'all. Y'all come on in and find y'all seat. That's Sister Maggie, y'all.
Yes. Therefore, let us keep the feast. And we're supposed to keep these feasts throughout our generation.
Yeah.
Forever. Verse 8.
Yeah.
Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven.
Not with what?
Old leaven. Neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness.
See, and this lets you know it's not talking physically, because if you got some leavening you can buy from Snooks,
right,
or all these that say malice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you want to put down at your feast day. Mm-hmm. It'll season them up and get them hyped. Yeah, and then you want to go to aisle 3 and get you some of that wickedness spice, boy. You really have it going on. See,
kill it.
Yeah. So you know that this is on spiritual. Go ahead.
But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth, I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters. For then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you not to keep company.
Not to do what?
Not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother.
What is he called?
A brother.
So who are brothers? Let's get that hold of before we move on. If you called a brother, that means you're a commandment keeper. Ain't that what you're saying? Yeah. Brother, you're saying he close to me. You know.
Who's my mother, who's my brother.
You know, and what we're talking about here, we're talking about kinfolk in the spirit, not skin folk.
That's right.
See, skin folk will say, man, it don't matter. You know, you should have none message at Passover. You doing the Passover. Well, you're doing the old Passover. If you're saying it ain't about the Messiah, but that one was about the Messiah. Because that's who delivered us from Egypt. That's right. It's just you finna go on a journey. Who would let you go out on a journey like this on an empty stomach? This is how our Creator made sure that we were in good shape. It went to the wilderness. We got to complaining about nothing to eat. Mm-hmm. And then you got something to eat again.
Right.
2 pieces and a biscuit came out there. Biscuit. Quail and manna bread. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Water came out. We still want to go back to Egypt. It's just something about this. Why can't you just take us from there to righteousness? Because you got all of there on your mind.
But still, you think about they 40 years didn't a shoe wear out.
No.
You know?
Well, that's what he's still letting them know. Even through the wilderness, I still got you. Just quit being disobedient.
Yeah.
But the hard heads we are, y'all. Let's get some more.
At verse 11 again.
Yeah.
But now I have written unto you not to keep company.
I do.
If any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard,
Or what?
or a drunkard, or an extortioner.
Yeah.
With such an one, know not to eat.
See, and what this is saying, you can't keep a feast day with anybody that's practicing this.
Right.
A fornicator is somebody that's serving another God spiritually.
Yeah.
He say he's married to Yahweh, but he flirts around with Buddha. He dips in the dark with Pharaoh and his gods. He circled back to Hare Krishna. But he's saying at the same time, Yahweh.
Yeah.
At the same breath. And it's saying if a brother's doing this, it's saying you can't eat with him, y'all. It ain't like we being, like we uppity or something and don't want people around you. It's saying all y'all got to, when y'all lift that cup, if everybody ain't believing the virgin birth, Melchizedek order, y'all wasting y'all time. Y'all just drinking wine. And if it's a brother there and he's into other guys, he right here, he just throws something else on the table to go with the menorah, light the menorah or whatever. A new doctrine, y'all. It's cool, y'all. These some secret writings y'all don't know about. Well, this whole assembly don't know about the secret writing.
Right.
That's gonna be a problem.
That's gonna be a
that
big
sounds
problem.
like Freemasonry.
Like you a
Keeping
secret
secrets.
lover. You a secret lover.
You a secret lover? Yeah. Boy, what was that group?
I don't know, but the lyrics show. I'm like,
Midnight Star, Atlantic
Star,
Atlantic
yeah.
Star. See, no, y'all, we can't be that jam.
right.
We have to be their other jam, closer than close.
Uh-oh. Showing your age. boy.
Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Some of these youngsters don't know what we're talking about. Who is that Trey Songz? No. Atlantic Star. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just see so much of you.
You know what I'm talking about.
I wanna be with you.
What you think about that, big bro?
Watch out.
Ready?
He been in the studio for a year. He ain't made over here.
Say no egg him on,
I
huh?
stay in my lane, man.
He ain't getting closer. He getting further.
See, that's why I sing solo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Where we at, y'all?
With verse 12.
Yeah.
For what have I to do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within, but them that are without, Yah judge. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
What we gonna do?
Put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
And it's all verse 10 is that person. If that person's a brother, it don't matter if that, because a little leaven ain't gonna do what?
Leaven the whole lump. Yep.
Ain't no need in us fooling ourselves, is it?
No.
Where you want to go, Elijah? Matthew what?
That Matthew
We got any
12.
questions or concerns out there? Matthew 12.
Shabbat shalom, Mike.
Shalom.
Well, how comfortable you got to be to just sing foolishly to your family? You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get no record deal, boy. I don't need all that.
Right. Boy, y'all, if that's all, y'all, and look, what he's asking us to do is not grievous.
That's right.
He say, just have some food and drink on the table, spread the gospel, and enjoy yourself.
That's
What's
right.
grievous about that? You know, the only time you can't do that is when something kicks off. Can't nobody eat after that.
No.
Break them up! Break them up!
Party
Lord have mercy, they done turn over the cake table. The unleavened bread table is turn over. I'm talking about who gonna eat after that. You know what all it's gonna be? Where the aluminum foil at, so I can wrap my plate up and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, we got to go, man. Yeah, it's getting late, man. The dogs got to go out. We got to
Just
go.
look here, boy. Look here.
Yeah.
worry about them dogs for their fight.
No.
So verse 10 of that 1 Corinthians is letting you know what's causing the issue. It just told you, if a brother's into this, you cannot talking about having a feast day because it's going to create problems.
But then it goes on further into it to say he's that wicked person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So he goes from being a brother to a wicked one.
Yes, sir.
So you're on the hook to make sure you do these feast days correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it also says in 1 Corinthians 11, one that's eating unworthily is eating to his own destruction and damnation.
Yeah.
Right.
And that be the brother.
Now, if you went to your doctor and you've been giving him out to other people as a reference, and then you go to him this month and Miss Rudolph in there with him too. Yeah, she wants to do a little exam. Do you mind? And this tarot card is laid out what a blood pressure machine used to be. You be like, no, hold on, wait a minute. Who is this woman? You wouldn't stand for that, would you?
No.
So when we stand for somebody lurking around her and we on the body of Hamashiach and they talking about something totally left field. Y'all, we have to be on one accord. We must be on one accord. We got to roll, bro. What's on your mind?
Everybody, but that brings it to fruition. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful work of darkness.
Right?
But rather, reprove them.
Yeah.
Titus chapter 1, verse 13. Reprove them is wrong.
Absolutely.
For 12, though. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done in them in sin.
Right.
I.e., the dwellers of darkness.
That's right. So, and they always do it in secret. That's why whenever the Most High say stand on the rooftop and shout it out, this gospel. But Freemasonry say, shh. Mm-hmm. If you tell it, we're going to cut your tongue out. Mm-hmm. Who's under a threat doctrine like that?
Secret lovers.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, bro. There it go again. Yeah, but it's hitting right on point. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, because it's just accountability, y'all. Y'all understand the Bible is about accountability, and when a doctrine comes in and say, don't trust the law, you don't have any good instructions then. Right. It's like if your GPS, you trust that, and then all of a sudden you go into Kansas City and you end up in Wisconsin somewhere. Oh man, your GPS tampered with. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. So y'all, in like manner, we have to stick to our instructions. He say, the only way you're going to be deceived, the devil don't have power to deceive you. All he does is say, what's going on up here? What you got going on up there? What's rattling around in there? Mm-hmm. Is it marbles or is it understanding? What's going on up here? And let's see if you can follow simple instruction. Break this bread and drink this wine with nobody else but who believe the same thing but you. Right. How hard instruction is that? Where does then the debate and strife come in for that? See, man, it's the sound of the cracker you're not making. See, when you break it, that's why it's called breaking. You must hear it. Mm-hmm. What if I'm deaf? Y'all, it's not grievous. The law is not grievous. It's never been that way. We made the law grievous for us. Let's read some up. And that, what, Matthew 12, Elisha?
Yeah.
Where you going?
I was just doing that Matthew 12, 46 through 50.
Who got it?
It's on him. Oh, good. Good, got it.
46 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what back, he said. No, just go for it. I'll tell you what, go 38. 38 is good. We'll read down 38 down. That's good, Elisha. 38 down. See, and because of all of Solomon's earthly wisdom, you'll see the Messiah always mention Solomon, but he's letting you know, if y'all think that was the king, y'all wasting y'all time. That king lost it in the end.
That's right.
Look, what y'all got to say about him? Am I lying? What the reading say about Solomon?
He went way off.
Huh? He started.
And so much
having a secret love.
and so much that his children were out of control.
Because of what? His secret lovers.
Yep.
That's what 1 Kings 11 say. It say they had secret lovers.
Strange.
Let's read some more.
Many strange.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 12.
That means he just didn't care what woman he saw. He just said it didn't look like she got nothing. How do you look like you ain't got nothing? See, right. Let's read some more, yeah.
Matthew chapter 12, you said 38, right?
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 38.
Y'all, and then we're gonna call it about 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. See how sister's doing back there. Go ahead.
Then certain of the scribes and Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we would see a sign from thee. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seek after a sign.
What kind of generation?
An evil and adulterous generation seek after a sign.
See, a secret lover always looking for a sign to tip me off so I can do right.
Let them know what time.
Let me know when it gonna be, so then I won't go that day.
Right.
Slipping in the darkness. See, that's why he say, I come like a thief in the night. You should already be ready, because I went back to prepare a place for a prepared people. If you're not prepared, what happened? You're going to be trying to look for a sign. You're going to be looking for one thing to stop your wickedness. You need a sign.
Like the 5 foolish virgins.
Yeah.
Put oil in their lamp.
Absolutely, bro.
They tarried until that day, and then they want to go get oil.
And then boil.
But hey, want to boil? Sister said, no, y'all gotta know my brother.
You gotta get your own. The stove's still open, I think.
Better
They
hurry.
late to the wedding.
No, boy, the doors is closed when the wedding. Just like when they close the doors when the bride is finna come out, you can't just be coming in there like you at church. Excuse me, bride, and just stepping on her train. Just get out the way. Oh, there my CD is over there. Hey, Willie, what's up, man? You saved me one. When the doors close, everybody have to wait.
Yep.
That's what Christ is talking about. And it's talking about the bridal party. It ain't talking about he got 10 brides he finna marry at one time, like that crazy Greek doctrine called polygamy teaches. It's a difference in if a man have another wife versus this right here said the Messiah had 10 women. That ain't what that's saying. That's telling you the bride is coming for his people. Prepared people. If you ain't, and not only that, but you got to have your wedding garment on.
Prepared.
If you're not used to traditional weddings that where people put on their decent clothing and come to a wedding, not saying if you don't have it, you can't be invited, but usually because it's the wedding party, you get to address what colors you want there. It's so you don't outshine the bride. What you look like coming in there, yo? You got on a veil, but a different type of dress, and it got some bride look to it. Everybody be looking over here, and a bride over here.
Who the bride?
Who handling that? Yeah, sitting back there in row 6. Have the right wedding garment on. That's what he said, and it should be snow white because he said, I give them out. Y'all don't even have to worry about going to get the wedding garment. I already got them for y'all. Perfect fit. Let's read some more.
Verse 39 again.
Yeah.
But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seek after a sign. And there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah.
So he's saying after Messiah, only sign you gonna get concerning me and the second comment is what happened with Jonas. That's it. I'm not gonna give y'all nothing else. No other sign. So get it in your mind. That means be ready, don't it? Because it ain't nothing for you to look and see. Y'all, do you know Matthew 24 been broke down 10,000 times and we already 100 years. We done heard George Bush gonna be the last president. Barack Obama gonna be the last president.
Yeah.
Boy, we done had the TikTok man a president. Now we got Sleepy Joe.
TikTok man.
Yeah. Sleepy Joe be so out of it, man. After he got through with his speech, he went to turn and shake somebody's hand and wasn't nobody there. They like, we gonna have to leave him to the hospital. I'm telling y'all, we're going to the front. I mean, he like, hey, bro. Yeah. What was I talking about?
That's terrible. Boy.
Let's read some more, y'all.
Or maybe he thought somebody was
Was
there.
there? Yeah.
He heard somebody talking in that ear.
Right. That is.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Whereas Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly.
How long was he in there?
3 days and 3 nights.
So right here we're seeing, now all we have to do is go back to the book of Jonah and verify, was he in there 3 days and 3 nights? Because the doctrine tomorrow will say, when you tell them, how do you get 3 days from Friday to Sunday? Who that good in math? Who got their worksheet out?
Yeah, ain't nobody that
I was just
don't
saying, we
add
that
up.
good.
Who show me your worksheet?
New man.
Yeah, the new math, but look, what they try to say is it was only 12 hours in the day. So we do 12 hours Friday, we do 12 hours Saturday. The only problem, the script say he was already gone the first day of the week. You still at 2 days, you still at 24 hours. You still can't get 36 of 12 hours like that without including the night.
Right.
You must include the night, or you still short. So that's some understanding up here when you say that math just don't add up. We're not talking about you go bash somebody about that. What we're saying, the math is not adding up. If you say give me change for $1 and they give you back 50 cents and you walk away.
I need some more change. I need some more change.
Then you start questioning yourself. Is money done changed? Now only $1. Well, yeah, them Hebrews over there did say $1 ain't what it used to be no more. Well, it was $1 when you went in there and asked for change. Let's get some more, bro. Crazy talk, ain't it? Oh, man.
For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
It's not saying, and most people are focused on Jonah being in the whale belly, but what it's saying is, it's out of sight of mind in a death chamber. He's in a death chamber at this point. But just like the Most High prepared a place for us, I'm going to prepare a place. When you get in the book of Jonah, he said he prepared the fish to swallow Jonah. So it wasn't going through the whatever them acid breakdowns is, and like if a snake swallowed a human being and the acid in his stomach will dissolve you in a few seconds. All that was taken out and it was just a room inside this. Well, man, most high, how you gonna believe that? You believe in numbers? The donkey was talking, don't you, with a man's voice? Mm-hmm. You just mentioned that, didn't you? Mm-hmm. But you can't believe that. So no, y'all, that's why we have to be careful. Go ahead, bro. Let's read this out.
Verse
4. Get about 15 more minutes. Yeah.
The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it.
What they gonna do?
Condemn it. Because they repented at the preaching of Jonas. And behold, a greater than Jonas is here.
You see, it said the men of Nineveh, they got in sackcloth, even the animals. He said they'll be able to pass judgment on y'all. Because they did it with a greater than Jonah is here. The Messiah is here. Y'all look at, if y'all believe that about Jonah and y'all don't believe who prepared the well for Jonah, why are we always looking in the middle, bro? We don't never go back to the beginning or the ending, because he's Alpha and what? Omega. He's the beginning and the what? What we keep digging in this middle for? And we digging in the middle because he gave his life for us and we taking that for granted. We take the Passover like he could do that every year.
Right.
Be tortured like that, and man, they killed him yet this year.
Want to throw him back up on the cross.
Want to throw him back up on the cross quick. I ain't ready yet. My heart ain't right. Can you get crucified again? That ain't happening, y'all. And he coming like a thief in the night. You won't get no warning. The only warning you got past 2,000 years ago when he rose out of that grave and it's written, that it did happen 3 days and 3 nights. That's the last warning you get. Everything in there say be on guard. Guard your grill. Be on guard as a thief
In the night.
in the night. If you ain't ready for a thief will catch you tripping.
Right.
You be up all night, and that 1 second you fall asleep.
Yeah,
that second he came.
That's the second he came, and I'm talking about it be quick. A thief ain't playing around, especially when he see you take 3 steps up and 2 back, and then 3 steps up, and you keep sticking the key in the window. They like, oh, it ain't gonna be long. And when he finds out gonna do, somebody let you in, and that light go off, the thief strike because you're drunken. You don't know what's going in, or you're intoxicated with something that the fact you got caught tripping.
And caught on camera, on our surveillance camera, a cat robbed almost everybody on the block of their battery in their car in one night.
Go.
From car to car.
Wow.
Spent a little time in a couple of cars.
What, you trying to make a power bank?
Boy, that's terrible,
He
boy.
was packing up his. He even stole the stuff. You know the bikes that you used to put the money in to ride them.
Yeah.
The little yellow bike.
Took their batteries too?
Yeah, he had one of those. He had one of those bikes with a card on it, collecting everybody's batteries.
And look, the GPS gonna lead him right to where his stash at. They got a mark on him.
Yeah,
Gonna lead him right there.
I heard him ride by one day and he was saying, please, what say? Please stop the cycle, because we are calling the authorities. We are calling the authorities.
Jimmy Reed.
Boy. And they will get you. They got it just for that reason. Let's get some more.
Verse 42.
Yeah.
The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with this generation.
And y'all, it's talking about this generation. The generation that during this time of past, this generation that don't want to adhere. It's naming every other nation that love the Most High and ain't a part of his nation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But of them of another fold. He said, I'm going to let them judge you on about your laws, Israel. You say they can't have them, but you won't do them. Right. So I'm going to let them judge you on your own laws. Other nations who love me and got in sackcloth. Y'all won't put on sackcloth if it paid you. Who made it? That's what we want to know.
Right.
Let's get some more. Yeah.
Gucci sackcloth.
Gucci sackcloth.
That ain't sackcloth. That's a blend.
Boy, look there. Go ahead.
The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with this generation. And shall condemn.
What she gonna do?
Condemn. For she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon.
What did she come to hear?
The wisdom of Solomon.
And when we get into 1 Kings 4, you'll see that Solomon's wisdom was greater than the top wisdom guys around at that time, Daughter and the other boy they mentioned, who wrote Psalms 89 and 90. It says Solomon's wisdom excelled theirs. And now the Messiah saying, look, who taught Solomon? The teachers here. Who you put more stock in? The teacher or the student? Like we were talking about coming down to class this morning. You got karate expert teacher. No, hit the board like this, break it with your head. He's your teacher. If an outsider come in and whoop your teacher like he ought to take off that black belt and put on a yellow belt. What the hell do you have any business saying? You kill my teacher, and what are you gonna do?
You got on a white belt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, he done had mastery over your teacher who teaching you. What you fussing about and what you getting ready to do. You just learned how to do a wheel kick. You don't know the Three Stooges gouge to the eye. You don't know how to block it if they try to get you. You ain't got nothing, and you up in here with this expert that can kill your teacher. Yeah. Go ahead, boy.
And behold, a greater than Solomon is here. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he said, I will return into my house from which I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of this man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
Look, it say the demon is cast out of you with truth. Once you acknowledge who Christ is, your burdens are lifted because you know who your doctor is. But when you creep right back to what they call them snake oil salesman, he like, look, you ain't got nothing else coming out after this.
Right.
It's like Saul going to the witch of Endor because the Messiah wouldn't answer him through dreams or with the priest with Urim and Thummim. Then he go to Miss Rudolph, who then calls him. What? You sure? Yo, God, you sure you ain't here to kill me? You trying to set me up? No, I swear. And they say he was undercover like this. I swear I ain't gonna say nothing. And then she went to prophesying, and then she said, hold on. I done made connection with him. He want to talk to you. And when they hand you the phone, it say the devil's phone. So you done went here to call the Lord from the devil's phone. Y'all, this is what it's talking about, fornication. You think you can communicate with Yahweh through the doctrine of somebody else like Farrakhan teaching the Quran is an extension of the Bible. Well, he said Alpha and Omega in Revelation, it is finished, didn't he?
Yes.
Where did he say, but I forgot.
P.S.
P.S. I left the Ishmaelites out.
Right.
And they're going to have a book. No, then you draw yourself right back into the fold. Your state is better because now you're taking on 7 more demons. You cleared your mind of that old doctrine, and when the demon leave, he just come back to check and see if you still true to your game. I was baptized, I'm saved, I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. He's like, what? Oh, send him and his partners back and let's really test him now. And see if he's fooled like he's saying. And you usually don't be. And that's when it takes on now, you done let all his buddies into the party in your body and in your mind. Now that state worse than the first time. Y'all, it's when somebody turn from this doctrine, you will see it. They go worse and worse because the only place now is to become a non-messianic, which throws you out of it. You finish anyway because he that believeth gets mercy. But he that believeth not is condemned already. You don't even have to come to court if you're not believing in the Messiah. Right. He said, don't even come to court. You're done already. I done send the marshals after you already. You're done.
Warrant for your arrest.
Yes, right? It is. So, y'all, we have to be extra careful when we deal with these scriptures, y'all. It's by the instruction, and it's the only way you can tell somebody else, or you're going to have them in that hospital gown doctrine, and that's the back is out. And that means neither one of you could answer it when a third party came and said, how can y'all answer this? And you looking at each other. And everybody just feel a cold draft in the back, like a hospital gown. It don't tie up in the back.
But out.
Right, and then when you get to that point where you really start horning around on our God, you'll just get up publicly like somebody sick in a bed and just got that gown on and walk to the bathroom with all they rear end out. You'd be like, damn. Shit, and his ashy as hell, too. It looked like he been sitting in junkyard rocks. You'd be like, damn, why don't he close the back up? Let's read some more, y'all.
Verse 46.
Yeah.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
His mother and his brother was outside while he was teaching.
Right.
And they like, when y'all get a chance, tell him his mom and his brother out here. Let's read some more.
Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
Uh-huh.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother?
Right.
And who are my brothers?
Right.
And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold, my brother, my mother, and my brother.
So this kills mother worship that comes out of Egypt. This kills the goddess Astoria that's going to happen tomorrow, because that's a woman teacher. The goddess Astoria, that's why they have bunny rabbits and eggs, and bunnies are always symbolizing multiplication. You know, like you see a bunny rabbit, and then the next thing you know, the commercials is so many of them, they fill the whole TV screen up now. That's what that day is technically about. You can sleep with whatever God you want to at that day. That's that Easter. It's called the fertility ritual of God. So
Fornicating God.
just keep taking it. One of them gonna get you pregnant.
Multiply your doctrine.
One of them will get you pregnant. Finish that out, bro. We're gonna close
Verse
on
50.
out. Yeah.
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
So we see it's not, this is talking about kinfolk in the spirit. We kinfolk. We're in the same spirit. We're not skin folk. So that means just because you have our color and you know you Israel, but if you my kinfolk, you know what goes on around kinfolk, don't you? You can vouch for your cousin.
That's right.
You can do that, but skin folk, you don't know who they could be. All they got is your skin color. And to tell you why it's so bad is that we look at this nation putting the heat on us, and we look at them Africans like they didn't do nothing.
Right.
They taught this nation how to get busy with us.
That's where they first got it from.
You would give them a pass if you have a child by them, so it don't look like it's mixed, huh? Well, you know this ain't an Israelite child either. There gonna be some differences. It's still gonna look like Israel. It ain't gonna look like Egyptian.
Or even Ishmael had one of the harshest slave trades that began before the Dutch and the French and Portuguese slave trade. Theirs was harsh, but you see, how is it that a black man will adapt to the same religion of his own captor?
Yeah.
Just like Christianity or Catholicism. Be a Catholic.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know it's something wrong with it because they tell you when you get in it. It ain't foolproof. They tell you even in Freemasonry, when you reach the top level and you have to acknowledge Lucifer's God. Oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you, Christ is also God. Now you way up here and you done made the announcement. I love you, Lucifer. And then, we forgot to tell you before you said that, Christ is still God. But look, he's not coming back for a while, and we don't see any signs of the sign of Jonah anywhere in the near future. So you'll be good. You'll be able to repent. And guess who show up? The death angel that night. What's up, player? Ain't no discharge in that war. What you got to get it?
And the Messiah eloquently stated, if ye deny me before men, I shall deny ye before my Father.
That's right. And the angels. So it's reported that we looking for you. See, because when he say and the angels, they didn't put the word out. If y'all see them, shalom that turn. If y'all see them, bring them to me. If y'all see them, bring them to me. And they did. Where we at? We finished that? Where'd you want to go? Did we want to go to that 2 Corinthians 11? Yeah. We'll hit that, y'all. We'll close on out. Unless anybody got any questions, y'all, we'll open it up to just a few questions because, you know, when you come from out of town, there's a lot of camps, you know, that may be off, or what you think we may be off. Y'all, we don't claim to be perfect. Y'all, what we're doing is we're following the practice to become perfect. See, perfect don't mean you don't make no mistakes. Perfect means you know how to correct the mistakes before they cause damage. That's perfect. Boy, don't go that way. Make that left on Lucas and Hunt, double back, come through Pine Line, come down that way. They got a sobriety check out there. Now you can keep on going, man. He don't know what he talking about. What? I ain't gonna even have my seatbelt on when I go through that.
He said, "Watch."
Look, right. And then there you go, trying to make a U-turn. See, and that's when you know, when you see them U-turns, you know, boy, it ain't nothing but uh-oh insurance. That's where you bag and it's a boom, uh-oh. Oh, boy, look here. You make a U-turn. 2 Corinthians 11. And y'all, we're going to close on out unless we got questions or concerns, because we need to have a holy convocation on this still part. Y'all, we still in the first day of unleavened bread. Day 2 don't start till sundown. It's not day 2 because America say it is. Because we have to go off the moon. Only for feast days. It ain't never said nothing about the Sabbath day. Only thing you're going to read in these scriptures about the moon and the Sabbath day, if you have to treat it as a Sabbath day. Y'all, the heathen copy everything. Don't they do all their cooking and present wrapping and stuff like that on Christmas what? Eve. They prepare the day before, then when everybody come over, the food already. See, this is what we're talking about. They're following their instructions perfectly in their doctrines. And we can't get it together about this. We can't get it. We can't keep up with the tide. We look for a bailout mode, and you know who they are? Those believe in Christianity that you think you can continue to pound on and that saves you. Well, no. The results are they weren't built back up, or whoever was listening to them is not with you. To say I knew something was wrong with that.
You just got a body.
No, you just went for the juggler because they may have said something to you, like people that don't trust Paul's writings. They don't understand the order of Melchizedek. So they lash out at Paul and call them women's names. Pauline doctrine.
Yeah.
And what he do? But Paul ran it just like the Messiah. Acts 28, Acts 24. I proved everything from the law of Moses and from the prophets. Check my record and see if I'm violating any of that. And then y'all can have my head. But nobody goes if he's breaking the law, just like the Messiah. Y'all can finish all of this talk. If he exists, just say what law he broke, and then it's a done deal. So they have to invent laws that he may have broken.
He ain't even broke those.
2 Corinthians 11. Yo, this is what it comes down to.
Good on. Now turn.
Yeah.
Where we at? 2 Corinthians 11.
Yeah.
Where we starting in?
Verse 1.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Would to God ye could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
See, and this is how we have to be about the flock. Jealous over them with godly jealousy. Look, bro, man, you flirting around with that God, man. I'm jealous. You know how you be sometimes more ashamed for a person than they are? Yeah. You know, and a lot of times we do it instead of, it's rules that when somebody got something hanging out their nose big as a Wheatie, you can either do like this and hope they get it. You keep doing like this, and then they still don't get it. Just be still talking, and it's just hanging like this. You be like, yeah. And you just keep doing like this instead of just saying, man, you got a booger hanging out your nose. Yeah, still on that. And be careful when you buy a used car. Always look at the side of the seat. Because that's where they put them. Look, you driving and ain't got no napkin. What you gonna do with it? If you buy a used car, just look at the side of the seat. We just gonna break bread. It's about 6, 7. Okay.
Oh, you put them on. Okay.
Let's get it.
Elisha.
Where we at, verse 3?
Yeah.
Second Corinthians.
No, we had 2.
2 Corinthians 11.
Yeah, 11 and 2. He didn't finish that too.
Yeah.
For I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband.
To how many husbands?
One husband. That I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ.
To who?
To Christ. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety.
Through his what?
Subtlety. So your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach.
See, it say he came with just smooth words and changed a simple process that Christ gave you. Love your brother as yourself. How hard is that? If you didn't give him permission to drive your car, then you shouldn't be driving his car without permission, right?
Right.
That's equal, but it say Satan had just came in and changed that. Well, what the nigga leave the keys there for then if he didn't want you to drive it? Wait a minute. And you like, that do make sense now. That do make sense. I know the Bible said that, but that could be reason. Who gonna leave the keys to a new Cadillac? Right there.
Right.
Yo, it's crazy. That's how quick Satan will get us and throw you off the Bible and make you think it's tampered with. Right there. Right there. See, they wasn't eating meat then. Well, they wasn't doing this practice either, but you seem to have skipped over that one that they wasn't doing. Oh, okay, that's the one you're doing. So now you're into the doctrine, do the one you like to do. Yeah. And then it becomes do as thou will.
Yeah, that's what's going on there.
Let's read some more, y'all. We're going to finish this out. We're going to close out.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
For he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
For if he
that cometh preacheth another Yahweh whom we have not preached, or if you receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with it. For I suppose I was not a whit behind the very chiefest apostles. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. Have I committed an offense in abasing myself that ye might be exalted, because I have preached to you the gospel of Yahweh freely? I robbed other churches, taking wages of them to do you service.
See, and now people will say right there, see, man, that's why I can't trust y'all book right there. He's got a disciple, Robin. He's a jack artist. Oh, a jack artist. That's Robin Hood right there. It ain't never said that the first 2 verses above that is what is breaking down. He said, meaning when I robbed other churches, I took what doctrine they took from you and showed you how it was jack money. It's like you can't bring ill-gotten gain to the temple. You can't bring the price of a whore to the altar. Kush. Shalom, my Kush. Shalom, y'all. Let's get it.
Verse 9. And when I was present with you and warning, I was chargeable to no man. For that which was lacking to me, the brethren which came from Macedonia supplied. And in all things I have kept myself from being burdensome unto you. And so will I keep myself.
See, because when truth is there, another nation will give it up. Look, when we come out of Egypt, they gave it up. Yo, this is what it's talking about. It's not talking about pulling a jack move on somebody with the scriptures. I robbed other churches for y'all. I made sure, and also brethren at other churches made sure. But he didn't rob them. He just, okay, Liberty, we may need this from you to go over here and handle this. But we're all one body. Check the record and see if I'm off point on doing that. Right. See, because y'all have to understand, you've been under the order of Aaron since we come out of Egypt up to the Messiah before he get crucified. Y'all know how much time and space in between that of people just making up laws about the Bible, waiting on the Messiah to get there?
It's also like the donations that Jake gets for keeping the radio station going to provide the information necessary to wake up the 12 tribes scattered to the 4 corners.
That's right.
You know, he's taking necessary supplies from the brethren to keep this information flowing.
That's right.
Throughout the 4 corners. But he also puts up his own money from his own labor as well. Paul also said, hey, I provide for myself because I'm a tent maker. I work.
That's right.
I put my hands to work. So I go to work daily and provide for myself. I ain't just sitting back being the old hobo Hebrew.
Right.
I did provide for myself. However, there were certain needs that I needed from the church to provide to help me on the journey.
That's right. It's called support, not salary.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's nobody that should have a salary. How do preachers get a salary? I mean, how do you rank it? Okay, you worth $300,000 a year the way you teach, and all y'all sound like Martin Luther King. I mean, how do you tell the difference? I mean, where's the pay scale at? Is it? Can you draw it out longer? You know what I mean? Is it the way you make a sentence last about 2 weeks? You know, when I first came to understand the Lord.
That nigga sound like he nodding.
And you liked it? You see, as a young boy, you like, man, will it be any time today? At least this weekend when we find out what happened when you was a young boy. Or where is the level of deacons? Because the rules say a deacon must be blameless. Mm-hmm. That don't mean he can't have sin. It says blameless, not sin. Because if he's required not to have sin, then he's going to be the Messiah. But it say he must not be blameless, meaning there can't be a current fault about him that's open to the public, everybody talking about, and he's still at his standard. He have to do, in this nation company, he have to basically recuse himself until that matter is resolved. Mm-hmm. It's like the trouble Clarence Thomas is in because his wife, while they voting on Trump now, his wife is in secret talks with Trump now. And he's the judge on the Supreme Court. They're like, wait a minute, he need to step down now. Hold on, how your wife? Yeah.
Anybody need an extra mask going upstairs? They have them right here.
Look, so y'all, this the deal, y'all. We have to make sure we do this. Once we get in, we good. Right. But just walking through the door, it's a camera right there. Just have your mask on. Right. It ain't hard, y'all. You know what? Because it's a big old sign right there. Either you should turn back around and go get yours out of your car so they see, and then you come back in with it on. But if you keep walking by, that sign is right there, ain't it?
Yep.
Y'all, and we understand it's kind of hard sometimes. You may see pull on the door and you be pushing. So we understand sometimes things are muscle memory. But when you told several times, y'all, we just have to understand this ain't our building. If they say it's the Urban League, we got to promote safe health because we're a community helper. That's why they give away food and everything. But you can't come in here coughing with the blunt cough.
Right.
Or any of the store in here that put radios in. Yeah, it's out that way. Where we at, bro?
I was reading, wasn't
Yeah.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
As the truth of Hamashiach is in me, no man shall stop me of this boasting in the regions of Achaia. Wherefore? Because I love you not, Yahweh knoweth, but what I do, that I will do, that I may cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory, they may be found even as we. For such are false apostles.
What are they?
False apostles. Deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach.
So this the robbery, y'all. We taking from the church. I rob y'all of them. Basically, and that's what they'll try to do to us. They'll try to rob people from us. They'll slide in amongst you and they look for the itchy ear doctrine one. They look around. They like, ooh, ear. Look like it's waiting to hear. That ear just be like this. He like, there he is. Yeah. There it is. Hey, bro. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Brother came down that we told him stay from away from around here, and he passed out that doctrine anyway in the back room. I said, what's this doctrine? Oh, brother, just trying to let her know you don't have to be this and you that. And you like, okay. I say, well, we don't believe in that doctrine around here. I say, wait a minute. This piece of paperwork say you have to say you an Ishmaelite before it to work. So y'all fooling people that you're Ishmaelites with this piece of paper? Well, then Jacob trick Esau. Okay, what? So
now this is an Israelite who came through the class, sat amongst class, and then during a break started passing out literature to whom he thought were newcomers.
Yeah.
Because he knew it wasn't going to work on us. So he started secretly passing out little pamphlets to newcomers.
Yeah.
And trying to talk to them about sovereignty doctrine. But he wasn't doing it himself.
Right. He still got his good job with his good license plates on there. He just got his paperwork in the back window. You know where that dog with the bob in here used to be? That's where he got his paper. Can't see it. The writing's so small, it was like that. You know that small writing that you don't pay attention to on the contract? But when they sue you, they blow it up. That right there.
It's called the fine print.
The fine print.
All right.
They'll come in, y'all, for that itchy ear. That's all we want to say. Be on your guard, because we're in here. It says, count every man a what?
A liar.
What do you mean the laws is tampered with? Hold on. Just walk over to me right there where the mop bucket at. Hold on, I'm going to break it down. And we over here smiling and laughing. He's like, what's going over there at the mop buckets?
Nothing.
I tell you what, y'all going to be in that same dirty water.
Okay.
But that's how it would have happened. Every feast day, we had it. Come in with strange books. Buying bread that don't satisfy, like Isaiah 59 saying 1 through 8. Why do you keep buying bread that don't satisfy? You think, cause this is on the bestseller list, how to get around Christ's laws and still make it into the kingdom. $19.95. If you buy two, they're $17.95. And you like, I can get on that. Let's read some more.
I'm at 13 again.
Yeah.
For such are false apostles.
What are they?
False apostles. Deceitful workers.
What are they?
Deceitful workers. Transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach.
You know they'll talk, they'll do like this. If y'all been watching the Rockaducey still, the Ruthless, when the FBI undercover, he was just doing like this to them, trying to fool them. They like, we already know you the FBI. And when we put this pause on you, you're going to be asleep. And then we're going to do things to you that we ought not do to men, like we do to women. And when you keep watching the Rockaducey, they had him in the freezer in his drawers. And he think he fooling them doing like this. This ain't fooling us. We just sit back and wait. when you get through with this, what is written at?
Bond his hands.
What does mean?
Okay,
go ahead.
Please give me some money.
Yeah, it could be begging. Go ahead, let's finish this out, y'all. We're gonna close out. We'll close out a little early today.
And no more, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
What is he transformed into?
An angel of light.
So it lets you know demonic beings could transform themselves to look like something that's righteous. But you know, the only thing to stop them is that they can't tell the truth. They can look like the truth, but they can't tell the truth.
Law breaking coming out their mouth. Right.
If Satan against Satan, he divides Satan. Because you looking like an angel of light, that means you have to tell the law, statutes, and judgments. Then you will break down Satan's house. If the devil was allowed to teach the scripture, it would destroy his doctrine.
He wouldn't be Satan then.
He wouldn't be Satan then. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is no great thing if its ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness.
Y'all see this unleavened bread? This is what we be warned about. They can transform themselves to seem like they really spreading the word. It's the way, and then what they do is word etymology on you and pronounce word. Shalom, Sister Karen. You know, they'll say Yahweh like they were the ones that heard it from the Most High and told them how to write it down. You know, when before I came into the knowledge, when Yahweh came to me, and he would be like, shit, he must know something. How did he say it there?
I don't know.
Oh, look, see, you don't even know. See, that's what we ain't supposed to know like that. You like, well, okay, when you get through talking about what them laws that where you heard this from. And see, then you fall for that. I mean, this whole time talking about esoteric worship of stones and trees and different things, and then you say Yahweh, like you were the one that put it in the concordance of how to say it. And we fall for just pronunciation.
Simple.
You can tell, if some of us call him by another name, that you be like, where did that come from?
Boy, look here.
Yeah, I've been
What
there
is
for
that
new
name?
names. 15 again.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is no great thing if its ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
What is the end going to be?
According to their works.
See, y'all, your end is still going to be according to your works. If you're trying to fool the flock, your end is still what it started off to be when the deceit and the deception, the guile in the mind, when you came like this and smiled. What does that mean? I mean, look, you woke up on me like this. Look, and we ain't lying, because remember we was at when they send them boys down here to correct us, right. And we coming there now. This they security man. Me and Jake sit back. Jake got on them dark shades and a toothpick hanging out his mouth, and they come in with transformed into the Pharisees of old. We sitting back like this. They meeting us at the Denny's. Jake say, "Look at this clown show." And then we went to slap 5. Y'all know how we do. What's up, player? And we went to hit the security man, and he bagged up. Elders.
Oh, we looking at each other like, man, what the hell is going on there?
Jake looked at him. He said, boy, he said he don't know if I just had my way with a 5-year-old boy and bowing talking about elders. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, this is going to be easy today. And the first thing they do, come out the gate with that fornication to put your mind into a naked situation, laying on a bearskin rug with the fireplace going. He say, you know, my first wife, I had to get rid of her, but my second wife, actually, she tosses grapes in her mouth. In front of the fireplace, like we gonna be sitting like, ooh, and then what? What? Did you catch him and chew him up? Then what happened? Was that basket? Did y'all set it on fire, not the fireplace? What happened then?
That conversation moved into another one, but they saw we wasn't moved by it.
We look at that like, boy, look here.
No.
Go ahead.
What about the highlight when Brother Jacob had them dogs blue block?
Oh, yeah.
They say the eyes of the window.
Your shades, because the windows are the eyes.
He say, they say the eyes are the window to a man's soul. So, brother, since I can't see your eyes behind those shades, would you mind removing your shades so I can see what's on your soul?
Yeah, he was like that.
There you go. So you want to see the eyes of the Hebrew one? Man, I wish I had some of the big googly eyes.
Y'all know that cartoon, them ahooga eyes. He said, boy, if I could have had them set up behind
He
his
said,
eyes.
and they bounced out. He said, them niggas would have been
He said, especially the security man, we'd have probably caught up with him down by Sula Market. So you want to see the eyes of the Hebrew one, do you?
And he pulled them off. No, but he pulled them off real slow. They looking like this. They all like this, like, what his eyes gonna look like?
Y'all, we'd have been there and done that, y'all. When you stick with the gospel, man, this gonna come and go, transforming themselves. But the only thing that saves you from them fancy outfits is the law. You have to look past them garments. You have to look past the language, the smooth language, because it sounds like they got letters of learning behind it. You know, they just learn it. Somebody, they want to talk to them. Look, you got to roll your R's. That's the only way they're going to believe you. Say it again. No, you got to get all that Mississippi accent out of there. You got to be like Idris Elba. You know, most people think he was born in Boston, but he's a Frenchman. But all his acting roles, he sounds just like us. Until he at home. I say there, old chap. You're like, wait a minute. Go ahead, bro. Finish that on out. Down to 24.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
I say again, let no man think me a fool. If otherwise, yet as a fool receive me, that I may boast myself a little. That which I speak it not after the Most High, but as it were foolishly, in this confidence of boasting. Seeing that many glory after the flesh.
What do they glory after?
The flesh. I will glory also.
See, and that's what the Messiah talking about, the man that comes in with gay clothing. He ain't talking about, what's that boy, Liberace or nobody like that. Gay means just clothing that make you say he must got some money. That's got to be expensive clothing. He owns something. Look at them shoes. Look at that hat.
He's sitting on swole.
He's sitting on swole. He said, don't look at that man. And you look at the man with the tattered clothing. He could be a millionaire and he's just fasting and repenting about something that happened in his life. That's the only reason he in sackcloth. Let's read some more.
Verse 19.
Yeah.
For ye suffer fools gladly, seeing ye yourselves are wise. For ye suffer if a man bring you into bondage, if a man devour you, if a man take of you, if a man exalt himself, if a man smite you on the face. I speak as concerning reproach, as though we had been weak. Howbeit, wheresoever any is bold, I speak foolishly. I am bold also. Are they Hebrew? So am I. Are they Israelites?
Right.
So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
Look, if you tell me because you dressed up and talking about Joseph is the daddy, I'm gonna come back at you stronger. What the hell you mean? That means he's a blemished lamb. If what you're saying, if you're saying they put the honeymoon before the public ceremony and he did his first miracle at a wedding, what are you telling me? Nothing anymore. Any more suckers in the room?
You're a whole day.
He ain't got to go. He ain't gonna go to you. That's what the devil do. If you resist him, what he do?
Flee.
Only way he'll resist is with the law, like he did the Messiah. The devil said it's written. Christ came back. Yeah, it's written with this too. After 3 or 4 times, look here. I'm just gonna jump straight to the point. Your kingdom ain't for a few thousand years. Now look here. Your daddy gave me America. He gave me Babylon. He gave me Egypt. He gave me all the 10 kings Daniel gonna talk about. I'll give you all of them kingdoms if you treat me like you treat the Father. Treat me like your dad. He like, my daddy never let me go without shoes. All your servants right there that's following you is barefoot. That one, I thought he had on some gaiters, but he was barefoot. So you ain't taking care of nobody.
Cracked up feet.
Look, and then you go for that. Look, New Edition will tell you they will pay you in fame. If you want to see your face on the magazine, the problem what they don't know, they're saying, you owe us for your face on that magazine. Them concerts is for them clothes you got on. Them shoes is what we want to make sure you can moonwalk correctly. That's costing. And then you look back and you say, for such a short season, it's all gone. Because ain't nothing you can do to stop this flesh from aging and dying. Nope. Nothing you can do. Look, the bottom line, y'all, is no matter how healthy we get, what's not at the same pace and cannot recover? You know what it's called? Reflexes. Right now, we could take a shorty in there and a doctor hit them on their knee. That knee will kick so hard, they'll kick the doctor up to the reception area. But when you start to get old and them reflexes are starting to lose their power, he could be hitting on your knee and he'd be like, shit, he don't feel nothing. Go get the sledgehammer. They hit on your knee and you just sitting there. Look, all the great fighters will tell you, they say, there's the open shot. And your mind say, throw the left hook now. But you're too far past that sport. And when you throw it, he's over there. The reflexes go, y'all. That's why you can't take out of the starting blocks like you did. If you do, you blow a hammy as soon as you take off. It's gonna go, y'all. This flesh is marked for dying, and the soul was never marked for dying physically like the flesh. Just for Shalom, Ed. Shalom, Mike Sheila. So, y'all, we have to understand, y'all, this is what it is. There's nothing to save you from Judgment Day. If it was, then you're not going to keep the law. You're going to do whatever you want. And every one of these doctrines, y'all, that's out there, all y'all got to ask him is, what is the punishment for disobeying? Well, it really ain't nothing, dog. Well, why should I obey? If he nailed the law to the cross, then why do I have to go to church? Did he do it for sinners, right? Why should I have to go to church after that? My sins are paid. Wait a minute, here come an old lady right now. I'm finna jack for that car. Give me them keys, you old alpha. Look. And you do it in front of one of them trying to teach you the Bible. You say the law is gone. It's no more. What do you mean now? But you can't carjack. Why? What tells me that I can't? Go to the law if you want to. Because you said it was nailed to the cross. Y'all, that's just the quick transforming into an angel of light on you like that. In 1 second, if we don't stick with the law, we have to stick with it. Every word of it. Because if that leavening creep in, you'll pack a suitcase and talk about going to nowhere salvation.
Right.
You don't even know where you're going, Elijah. Don't know the people. Ain't got a clue who they are. And you just saying, I'm over here hiding.
Right.
Well, that's going to make a quick call, ain't it? Hey, y'all looking for anybody from the States.
Anybody.
Yeah. Say something. Look like some curtains hanging off his shirt. Those are those are fringes. Yes. Y'all offering any money for it? 5,000. What do I need to do? Yeah, his Hebrew name. He's gonna pronounce it like what? Yeah. Right like that. They say, yeah, he here. When y'all pay. Let's finish that out, y'all, so we close out. 20 down to 22. Yeah. Just like that. AC.
Oh, 22.
Yeah. 23. Okay, go ahead. 23.
All right. Are they ministers of Hamashiach? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant. In stripes above measure.
Right.
In prisons more frequent. In deaths often.
This is Paul say what I face consistently, and not only that, but most of it was from his brothers for exposing him.
Yeah.
It wasn't no outsiders doing this. Pilate say my hands is clean. He ain't did nothing wrong. Who hollered put him to death?
Let me finish reading.
Go ahead, like.
Verse 24.
Yeah.
Of the Jews, 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck.
Right.
A night and a day I have been in the deep. In journeyings often. In pearls of water. In pearls of robbers. In pearls of by my own country.
By my own what?
Countrymen. In pearls by the heathen. In pearls in the city. In pearls in the wilderness. In pearls in the sea. In pearls among false brethren.
Now this Paul still saying there's pearls in the wilderness. See, and you'll have somebody thinking that's P-E-A-R-L.
Right.
Like there's good things in the wilderness because they talk about the wilderness like it's going to be the kingdom. See, when we get to the wilderness, Isaiah say it'll be grapes like this. In the wilderness, where stuff don't grow, then what you're saying is the wilderness is the kingdom. What do you expect in the kingdom if you got all of what's the kingdom out here in the wilderness?
He said, hope
it don't make
is
sense.
not hope.
No.
You may well read this out.
Go ahead.
Verse 27.
Yeah.
In weariness, in painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and in thirst, in fastings often, in cold and naked. Besides those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches.
He like, look, all that secondary, that comes after I'm trying to make sure the church get these good things. But it don't stop me.
Right.
Basically, Paul said to the casket drop, I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah, I'm going to be a servant.
Whatever they throw at me, I ain't taking no free cases. I ain't pleading out to nobody about this righteousness.
Right.
If you're going to kill me, give me the one-way ticket into the kingdom about this word.
Stand on head.
Let's read some more. Finish that out.
Who is weak? And I am not weak. Who is offended? And I burn not. If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmity.
You know why? Because that's what I'm going to talk about, because they gone. When you talk about things and they gone. See, it's almost like this book of life. When you get a certain age, you start to go back and just into things like when you came up. See, when you get past 50 or so, you start talking about a good bowel movement. And you expect people around you to be like, Sid, tell me more. What did you eat? What channel is that on?
What would you eat?
Look.
What did you eat to get that?
Because those things that you took for granted when you were young, you know, now if you constipated, you understand those things now. But just like your pipes get old in the house, that hole start closing, your intestines start to close up. You have to put some spiritual Drano in there to try to clear them intestines out. And then you'll get to the point, look, that where you'll talk about it and won't nobody be of the same age understand it. But you're talking like a child when he looks back and gets your approval. Duty. And you clap, don't you? Good. You went to the pot. We just pot ourselves. I'm like, duty. Woo, that was a good one. Cause your head stop hurting, don't it? Woo. Boy, you call somebody. What's up, man? What's happening, player? You seem happy. Boy, duty. I'll be like, you too. I'm happy over here. Yes, sir. Finish that on out, y'all. Go ahead, bro.
Then we call you.
Yeah. Jam say I'm double duty.
I've heard of counting all the joy, but your perspective just put a whole new Charlie swag on it.
I feel you, Getty.
You start appreciating the little things.
Right.
Look, y'all. Look, just like a baby didn't get relief. Look, just like a baby didn't get relief, and you say he got to colic. Put some baking soda on their tongue. They irritable, ain't they?
Yeah.
Until that explosion in that pap, and you like it looked like a rack of pool balls in there. That boy need change. Yo, we just gotta make sure that the rack of pool balls ain't happening just yet to us.
Right.
Cause you can't walk in there and then walk by that pool table. You be like, by that food table. You be like, wait a minute. He's sagging unnaturally. Let's finish that out, y'all.
This saying got some weight to it.
Yeah. Where we at? Ooh, boy. Lisha, that's on you, bro.
Stop laughing and read.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. Oh.
Yo, and it's just called detox. Yo, we have to get bad doctrine out of us the same way. You have to look at bad doctrine and say duty. And you have to smile that bad doctrine is gone. And flush it down, put it in the Mississippi River.
That's right.
That's where bad duty go, ain't it?
That's right.
Let's read some more.
That's where they say it go.
Go ahead, Liza.
All right, okay. Verse 31. The power and Father of our Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, which is blessed forevermore, knoweth that I lie not.
What do you know?
That I lie not. In Damascus, the governor under Aretas, the king kept the city of Damascus with a garrison, desires to apprehend me. And through a window in a basket was I let down by the wall and escaped his hand.
See, that's what Paul was going through daily about this word. Mm-hmm. And y'all ain't gonna listen to somebody say, man, that's just Pauline, man. He ain't even write that them little old letters he wrote. And you don't mention those little old letters that David and Solomon wrote, called Psalms and Proverbs. Mm-hmm. Where you see thus saith the Lord in them in Proverbs. Thus saith the Lord. It gives you instruction through the letter, just putting it in layman's terms. Answer not a fool in his folly. Very next verse. Answer a fool in his folly if he's wise in his conceit. So it's telling me one fool you just don't answer. If somebody just holler out, I can make a booger toast. You like, okay. You know, you like, nah, ain't no need even getting into that. Ain't no, just put that on the side of the seat for the next used car buyer. Ain't no need getting into that. Answer a fool if he wise in his conceit.
Right.
Don't the Bible say he's no other God, he don't need no help or no, ain't that what Isaiah 43 and 8 say, 42 and 8? Don't it say he don't need nobody else? And the boy, he got his Quran clutched. It don't it say that? No, that ain't what it say. What it say is verse 1 and 2. behold mine elect, who I put all my power on. Then when you get to verse 8, it say, I ain't giving it to nobody else but who you just read, verse 1 through 7. That's who I'm giving it to, nobody else. I'm not going to give it to Solomon. I'm not going to give it to David, only to this individual. That's who I give my glory to. He's in the glory of the Father. Ain't that all where he always came?
That's right.
Moses asked, let me see your glory. They think that that's the Father got off his throne and say, you can't see my face, but you can see my backside. You can't see the Messiah in his glory. That was the Messiah. He said, I'll walk past you, Moses. The Father ain't getting off the throne. What you think the Messiah was out there? Daddy, you need a remote control. How long you gonna be gone down now? Okay, do they know I'm in charge up here? Or do he send the captain of his host? Right. Who's in charge of his army? Like Barak sent them hitmen to go get Bin Laden. So he in the war room like this. Hey, move, he ain't left Washington, D.C., had it.
So if the first creation created all things for himself, why would his Father go?
Why would he go? Right. Why would he come down here personally? Why would he even have the storms intervene? Why would he create storms and he can just come down there? You just ain't gonna learn, is you? And just do this pow, and then just split your head like that butter top bread, you know, right down the middle. You be like, okay. Now I'm going back up there. Don't make me come back.
There'd be a lot of split top heads with that.
I mean, he could never rest even on the Sabbath, could he? He always would be down here. Especially with us. Yeah. Where you going, Lord, on Cobra, the king? I'll be back, watch the throne. Y'all, this ain't hard. It's just being made hard by Horus doctrine. Let's close out, y'all. Anybody got anything before we close out? Y'all, we just got to keep a holy convocation with our peeps here. We still got our out-of-town guests here. We want to make sure that their belly's just full first spiritually. And then hopefully left over on the road. Y'all got any questions? Skinny Black, Benny Yahoo, Darryl and Alicia, y'all got anything? Maggie, Mr. Hosea, y'all got anything before we close out?
No questions. Any
questions out there too, Bob? No, sir. Y'all, we can close on out then, can't we?
Sound like a plan.
Yes, sir. Y'all done heard, y'all. If y'all see somebody eating and food just right here, don't keep doing like this. Tell them you got a piece of gravy right there.
A piece of gravy?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a boy. That's a boy. You ought not be eating no gravy like that. This is a piece.
Right. They got on, huh?
All right, family. We're about to get this closing prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of his only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. And we know him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King. Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 79th chapter,
yes, sir.
It reads, O yeah, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heath. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven. The flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, Yahweh? Will thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee.
Yes, sir.
And upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. Come on. For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place. Oh, remember not against us former iniquities. Let thy tender mercies speedily prevent us. For we are brought very low. Help us, O Elohim of our salvation, for the glory of thy name, and deliver us, and purge away our sin, for thy name's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is their God? Let him be known among the heathen in our sight, by the revenging of the blood of thy servants, which is shed. Let the sign of the prisoner come before thee. According to the greatness of thy power, prepare thou those that are appointed to die. And render unto our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach, wherewith they have reproached thee, O Yahweh. So we, thy people, and sheep of thy pasture, will give thee thanks forever. We will show forth thy praise to all generations. Hallelujah!
Y'all see, keep it in line. That was one body, y'all. That was one flesh. Y'all feel that? Y'all feel that? Y'all see what we talking about? One body, one flesh. That's what we talking about, y'all. Thank you, Worldwide Alliance, for y'all continued support. I want to thank y'all for all y'all do for us, y'all. Thank y'all for what y'all do for the radio station as well. Shalom, one love.
One love, one spirit, one body.
Come on, Mark. Come on, baby. Now you stretching my arm. No, you ain't supposed to be no old. Right. Good, too, Bob? Oh, yeah. I just need to make a quick.